The name of the piece is We Happen to Travel. It has a structure that works like this. There is a dodectet, an ensemble of 12 players that have 4 sections of music, and then there are 3 duos, which are duets, which are the displaced duets. And the structure basically works like this. We alternate between the ensemble dodectet movements that then kind of weave around the structure for the duos to exist within. This is phase 2. Before this happens, 8 of the 12 players are out on the Victoria line travelling to this station prior to performing this piece. And on their way, they have a different set of material which they perform as they travel to kind of interact with the environment. They don't have, through composed score, what they have is a set of parameters within which to improvise.
Station. Doors will open. Right-hand side.
I've got a lot of wind instruments because I like the fact that they're mobile. A string instrument can kind of play indefinitely, but the aspect of breathing in wind playing is always interesting to me because it means that you need to manage the material. Even if you're not a wind player or a musician of any time, you understand the principle of breath that's involved. It's amazing to have Jenny involved making costumes. That's Nick, isn't it? What's great is that they do their job on their own. The player doesn't have to worry about that bit. Yeah, the razzmatazz in
it's the non-slip. It's based on the Victoria Line tile design, so some of the performers may pass through the station that the design of their costume is based on. And so I did my own journeys and looked at the things that are there all the time that people then don't notice anymore, and abstracting them onto the body, which seemed to reflect the way that Matt had also been working. But also like practically thinking about how the performers would be seen or heard from a distance, so having to stand out, give them the confidence to be able to kind of forget about what they're wearing in a way and be able to perform in an environment that isn't necessarily what they're used to.
recently is the kind of movement towards concerts where there's more informality in the audience. And this is obviously a very extreme example of that, where the audience is actually just people using the tube. One of the things that it brings is this enormous kind of enthusiasm and openness to whatever we're doing. And these people that I'd say in general probably had no idea when they woke up this morning they were going to be seeing something like this in King's Cross.
This phrase just kept coming into mind, we happen to travel. I don't know where it came from. There's something about happening to. There's these chance elements in journeying, in travelling. So people, for instance, today, I could imagine it, people saying, well, we happen to travel the route where these musicians were playing. We happen to this, we happen to that.
I just enjoyed engaging with the sounds on the tube and seeing people's reactions. But I noticed myself that I kind of switched off from everybody else around me and I just got completely into my own world of improvising.
When I arrived at King's Cross Station, I suddenly became emotional as everything came together and I could hear my colleagues playing from afar and I drew to them, played with them. And then coming back upstairs to this last place here, where there were even more colleagues playing, and the whole thing reaching this giant sort of peak of, I found it very moving.
It just shows you what you can do in quite a busy public space as well, without disrupting anyone and still allowing people to come to the work on their own terms. Which I think is probably one of the most important things. Then you can just do what you do and there's not this issue of do people want contemporary things or not. It's just, oh well, if people do they can have it and if they don't then they don't have to.